Welcome to Sherm Talk. I'm glad you guys are here. Today, we're going to be dealing with a few different relationship type stuff, I feel like it's something that needs to be discussed because I feel like we tripping out here when it comes to dating. And I'm going to be using some biblical principles to kind of tie in so you get it. But we finna jump into stuff. And I got something that y'all probably are going to disagree with. My guest host, she might disagree as well, but we still going to jump into it.
Let's see.
So I got a guest in the building. I want y'all to meet Miss Heather. How we doing, Miss Heather?
Hey, y'all. I'm doing good.
Right. So look, guys, Heather, she and I work together, co-workers. She's my friend. I know she's a girl, but she's not my girlfriend. This is the homie. We've been knowing each other for a little bit over a year now.
Yeah.
A little bit over a year.
For
sure. Just so the backstory, I was trying to get with her.
Facts.
And she was married. And I was like, whoa.
I was married.
Yeah.
Yes.
She had to say, I'm married, right? It's like, oh, okay, my bad. So then she just became sis.
Right.
So anyway, that may have been too much information, but hey, the Sherm Talk Pod.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. We're going to talk about it all. Some things you may, as a Christian, you might be offended by, but at the end of the day, understand that the goal is to honor God. All right. We are both believers.
Yes.
I mean, I'm assuming.
Oh, yeah,
no,
for
I'm
sure.
joking,
100.
She's a
raised.
believer. I'm a believer.
Yeah.
And one thing before we really jump into this thing, guys, understand something. As believers, we all know in part, we grow according to our faith. The more we study the word of God, the more your faith grows, right?
Amen.
So this is not about right or wrong, but this is about seasonal understandings,
Right.
seasonal revelations. So in the season that we are in right now, this is what we know or understand about the word of God.
I like that.
The next season, it could be something totally different or opposite. So just understand that. So don't jump in the comments saying, oh, Revelations chapter 14, verse 65, the Lord thy God says. Just save your fingers, okay? Don't use that energy.
Yeah.
All right? It's not, listen, we want to help. Our heart,
all love.
Our heart is to love, is to help,
Right.
teach. That's what it is. All right. So with that being said, we're going to get into it. Relationship situations. I'm going to start off with the most important thing.
Okay.
The most important thing.
Most important. Okay.
In a relationship is that's where we finna go into.
Okay.
All right. And so we're going to jump in. And I know you guys may have a difference of opinion based on your experiences, but we're going to jump in. We're going to talk about it. I want to hear what Heather has to say, what she feels is the most important thing. So, Heather, question to you.
Yes.
What is the most important thing you would say in a relationship?
Great question. Great question. Well, just a little backstory on me.
Okay.
I was in a previous relationship for about 11 years, married for 7. Unfortunately, my husband died last year.
Okay.
So now I'm a widow.
Sorry about that. Yeah.
Thank you. So that's a whole cycle.
Yeah.
And I'm not even in my 40s yet. I'm almost there. I'm knocking at the door, but I'm not there yet.
Right. So you basically 40.
I'm basically 40.
No, just kidding. Go
with
ahead.
no children.
Go ahead. Right. No children. Okay.
So I'm in a whole category by myself almost. I'm not by myself, but it's not a lot of us out there.
Right. True.
In that situation.
True. Close to 40.
Right.
Widowed.
What?
No kids.
Right. So it's a little different.
Yeah.
So my 2 things that I would have to say just by having that experience of long-term relationship, I would have to say respect and finances.
Mm.
Respect and finances.
Okay. So respect from the other person.
For sure. It's all about respect.
And finances in order.
Finances, yes. Those are the two major things I feel like that can make any relationship work.
Gotcha.
You got to respect your partner.
Right.
If you don't have respect, what do you have?
And what are you considering to be respect?
Well, see, that does vary.
Okay.
That would definitely be something to talk with your partner about.
Right. So it is. So it's not respect could be different based on each relationship.
Right.
Gotcha.
What you feel is respectful or disrespectful.
Okay.
Because everybody is different. That's where that talk and that communication also comes into play.
Right.
You got to talk to your spouse. You got to talk to your partner.
Right.
You got to have that communication too. That's important.
Okay. So what happens if it's just you're talking, you're communicating.
Okay.
Right. But you just disagree. You just disagree about. I disagree with you about what you think respect is. What happens at that point?
Now, see, you can't disagree on respect. That's facts. That's solid.
Right.
So when it comes to a respect factor, if the person doesn't respect you for what you think and what you feel in your heart is correct or right, then that might not work.
Right.
That's why respect
and so
is going to be the number one.
Right. So think about this. So, the Word of God says, "How can two walk together if they don't agree?"
Right.
So you're gonna have to agree on there may be a foundation. There has to be a foundational agreement, something that, hey, I don't care what else happened, but this right here cannot happen.
Right.
So what can we say are some of those things? And I know, and even this, right? It for me, a foundational agreement has to be no infidelity. Like we got to be I'm not about the open relationships. It's just me and you.
And that's respectful.
So if you can agree on that, that would be one like thing that, this is our foundation.
That is major, especially in today's time with today's relationship.
Right. So we not open.
Get that on the table.
We not swinging.
Right.
Don't you come up in here with no talking about you want to try new things. Okay?
Right. Hey, get that out.
So there should be a foundational understanding that both agree to, and then we would throw those in the box called respect.
Yes.
All right. So if I'm the husband, right?
Okay.
And I'm telling you, listen, I can do everything but wash some dishes. It ain't happening over here, ma.
Okay.
All right. Can you agree with that?
Yeah.
You can.
We have a dishwasher.
See what I'm saying? This is what I'm talking about. This is right.
Yeah, so that would work.
So there are going to be some foundational agreements that if you violate these, then you are disrespecting the relationship.
Right.
Okay. Finances. That can vary.
Major.
That can vary.
It can. That's within your vows.
Here's the thing. Yeah, but it's for richer or poor, which y'all want to
that part
ignore.
That part. That's real though.
Listen, people want to ignore that for richer or poor. I think I saw something on Instagram. It was hilarious. The lady almost choked when the pastor said for richer or poor, and then he gonna say, yeah, they were struggling with this in counseling.
See, wow.
Right.
Because it can happen.
Yeah.
Anything can happen.
Yeah.
Man.
So here, so let me, I'm not gonna hold y'all off. All right. So here's what I say.
Okay.
Is the most important thing in relationships. It is sacrifice.
I like that.
It's sacrifice.
And that's true.
All right. Here's why I say this, right?
Okay.
And I'm going to start with a foundational scripture of 1 Corinthians 13. It talks about what love is and what love is not. All right. So
gotcha.
Love is patience, right? Love is
kind.
It's long suffering.
Yes.
It's not puffed up.
Right.
It's not selfish. Right? When you read through that those entire verses, you come to the conclusion that love is a choice and it's not a feeling. You choose despite having to be patient.
Yeah.
Having to long suffer. Listen, Long suffer. Sometimes I don't think people truly understand what long suffer means. It's you are suffering for a long time.
Yeah.
You want some things to change.
Yeah.
And they're not changing right away.
Ooh, I know about that.
And think about the arguments that we have in relationships, and sometimes it be the same conversation over and over and again.
Right.
You are now long suffering. But those be the things that causes divorce.
Yeah. People don't want to go through it.
So the unwillingness to sacrifice and wait and be patient with someone. Like, I don't care what your issue is. You are going, whatever the case is in your marriage, sacrifice is going to be the most important thing to you.
Yeah.
Because sacrifice willing to sacrifice is
despite anything.
It's so strong. Look, let me put this camera on. I want y'all to get this.
Okay.
A willingness to sacrifice is going to be the building blocks that will allow you to get to 50, 60, 70 years in your marriage. Because there's always going to be something that we don't like. There's always going to be something that gets on our nerves. There will always be something, because the person that you are with, she's not perfect. Something's going to happen. And then just when you know or you think or believe that you know them, they change. Because we are always changing.
Let me tell you.
Come on, tell us, talk to us.
Let me tell you, yes. And another thing that's kind of going off what you said, but reverting back, is getting with a partner or getting with someone who knows themselves.
Right.
Because if you don't know yourself and you get into these relationships, no telling who you're going to turn into 2 to 3, 4 years down the road.
Because you're going to change.
Yeah. Yeah. So
you're going to change.
Right.
So my, well, he's not my pastor anymore because he's at a different church.
Okay.
He talks about having what do you call it? Of every 5 years, like a 5-year checkup.
Oh, yeah.
Where you're talking about what's changed about you. Do you still like comedies? Do you still like chocolates? You still like roses? No? Okay, so don't do roses anymore, right?
Right.
So we change.
We do.
We change. We got to check in with each other. We got to say, hey, I thought I would be okay with you leaving your socks around and all that stuff, but now I'm kind of in a place where I'm getting tired of picking them up. Yeah. So let's kind of change that. Let's go a different route.
Got to communicate that out.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I've heard so many times. So I do a lot of marriage counseling, right?
Okay.
And some of the complaints are, he used to be fine with this.
Right.
He used to be fine with this, but now.
Because, see, the foundation was false.
Right.
It was false from the get-go. The partner never expressed, exactly how they felt. Right. That's why it's so important to get all that on the table when you first start.
But what if, so let's say that is what they did, right? You're still changing.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
So every 5 years or so, whatever, you guys choose what it is. You may want a yearly, you want a 2 years, whatever the case is. Okay. There should always be a check-in conversation about what has changed within me. Not hey, you change. No, hey, here's where I've changed as a person.
Okay. Got
this is what I'm about now. Because now I'm giving you a heads up. I'm communicating to you about who I am now. I don't like the same things anymore. Right. And it's nothing negative about you. These are some things that I don't like it anymore. So you and I, like, let's say when we were dating, we had an open relationship. Okay. And we were both on that same page, right? And we were doing that thing. But guess what? At some point that could change.
Yes, because it's like, what is fulfilling about that?
Right. Now,
I look at the fulfillment.
Yes.
What are we doing?
Right. But Right or wrong, we could
Right.
change.
We can change.
You know? So here's another tip though for that, right? And we're still in talking about sacrifice, right?
Okay.
If I change, does that mean you've changed? It doesn't.
No.
If I've
We're just
changed,
growing at different
right? And there's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
But here's the thing. If I come to you and I say I've changed in this area, and you be like, okay, right? But you say, okay, I still kind of like that. So give me some time. I'm gonna have to work on that because I still like it.
Because you can grow apart too.
Right. But here's the thing.
Apart.
I don't want to say apart, but yes.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is this: sacrifice.
That's what it goes back to.
If I have changed and you haven't, and I'm just now communicating with you that I have changed.
Okay.
I have to also understand that you may not have changed.
Right.
That don't make you a bad person, but we're growing
together. Supposed to be.
And there's some things that either like just let's say this.
Okay.
All of us have our own relationships with God.
We do.
And we are all going to grow at our own pace. So it's not a bad thing that you haven't grown in this area.
Right.
It's just you're not where I probably been focusing on this more. So sacrifice means that I am going to understand that, hey, even though I've gotten to this point, she may not have gotten to this point.
Yeah.
He may not have gotten to this point.
Yeah.
And these are the things that I experience with these couples. That somebody that there's going to be differences, but there needs to be sacrifice for the differences. There needs to be grace for the differences. Right?
Yeah.
So to me, my opinion, y'all can jump in the comments and y'all can say, Sherm, you tripping. That's when we gotta just leave it alone. Okay, you're gonna be alone.
Like for real.
Look, at some point, if you're not willing to sacrifice, it will end up either you hate each other,
right,
or you're gonna be alone. It's that simple.
We only get older. Like, come on.
That's the thing. So
people are stubborn and stuck in. You know what they're stuck in? Ego.
Yeah.
It's ego.
So, but think about that. When we go back to what the definition of love is, it's not prideful.
Right.
It's not puffed up. So what I try to get people to do, couples to do, is understand when you're not loving each other. See, everyone loves the phrases that they like to make to make difference in. I love you, but I'm not in love with you. No, sweetheart, you just choosing not to love. All right? Because guess what? Love is love.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about now, and you Bible scholars, I get it. You're going to jump into all the different types of love. I get what you're saying. That's fine. I am talking about the foundation of love where you are patient with people. You are willing to long suffer with people. You are not easily angered. You're not puffed up. You are selfless. I'm talking about just the basic love, which should be the foundation of any type of relationship. Not just a marriage, not just a boyfriend, girlfriend, not friends, not family. It is the foundation of all relationships.
Yeah.
And that is simply to sacrifice yourself and understand other people.
You have to love self first too.
Yeah.
You have to love self.
Yeah. So, but even with loving yourself, that's being honest with yourself and that's saying, hey, I'm selfish today.
Yeah.
Because you're loving yourself, right?
Loving yourself.
So you got to understand. Oh, I'm not really willing to long suffer. I can't really. I think your mama should have taught you that. So yeah. So anyway, that's what love. That's the most important thing in a relationship is sacrifice. To me. Now, here's a question that we kind of talked about.
Okay.
Transparency.
Okay.
How transparent should you be?
Okay.
And when should your transparency go to 100? How much is too much?
You can't start off too transparent.
Okay.
You don't want to lie though.
Okay.
Because me as a person, I'm just not a liar.
Gotcha.
I like to stand on truth and facts. So
Right.
you really gonna get the truth.
Okay. Okay.
You really gonna get the truth out of
Right.
me, you know. But that's why, you know, you just have to, I guess you want to say, read the room or read the situation.
Read the situation. Yeah.
Before you get to talking.
Yeah.
That's
No, for
it.
real. So look, I have a friend who so sheesh. Let me see how to say this.
Okay.
So he was dating this chick, and I'm sorry for the women who were offended by me saying chicks. Oh guys, he was dating this lady, okay, and she just was very transparent about everything. They had been probably dating about 2 to 3 weeks, and she just unloads
Wow.
everything that has ever happened in her life.
Within 2 to 3 weeks?
Yeah.
No.
Now,
Mistake.
some people could say, no, she's supposed to, you know. But I don't know. See, so here's the thing. I guess we have to put this in the box that it's not a right or wrong, but you got to understand, because depending on the person you've met, they might be cool with that.
And then another thing, don't volunteer information that wasn't even asked.
No, listen. I live by that rule.
I do too.
Now, some people may say, well, you're omitting things, right? Well, no, you didn't ask me that. So I'm going,
everything's situational.
And I'm not saying that I'm not going to tell you that, but I'm just not finna just
volunteer
it.
Yeah.
Like maybe later on, once I feel close to you, because I think there are some things that takes trust.
It does, yeah.
And that means it takes time.
Oh, yeah.
Right? That means that I'm not there yet to let you see all that. And I had someone I just met, and they were really upset because I wasn't sharing some things with them. But they weren't paying attention to that. No, I don't feel comfortable having that conversation with you.
Right.
Like, I just don't.
Right. Yeah.
Not yet, anyway.
Gotta respect it.
And you have to respect that. So here's the thing. Like, you're going in dating and meeting people, there's not necessarily a rule to follow, but it's based on people. It's based on the person you're talking to.
Right.
So there are some people, absolutely no lies at no point will I tolerate. Absolutely no.
It's some people like
you
that.
lie one time to me,
they say it's over.
right? Because to them, and it's normally based off of some experience that they had in their life.
Okay.
Like
Pre-trauma,
man. Trust issues.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you something. Oh, listen. Here's the PSA. Let me put this water down. Listen. Let me zoom in on me real quick. Listen. If you have trust issues, don't date. Just stop. Just get some healing first. Get a counselor. Figure out why. You probably know why. You probably can tell the whole story about what happened to you before. But that means you haven't healed from it.
Yeah.
If you still don't trust a totally different person from a totally different background.
That's true.
Don't date. Listen, you're finna put yourself and this person through hell. Because if they've never done anything,
right,
but things that they do trigger your mistrust, and they have no clue about it, that's not on them.
Yeah.
You know? Like,
that's true.
Why put yourself through that? You know?
Right.
We have to take the time to truly heal.
We do.
Get over it.
We do.
Figure out how you really feel about this. So I want to jump. I want to go down this road with you.
Okay.
So with the death of your husband,
right?
Would you say at this point it's been about a year, a little over a year?
Yeah. It actually October the 4th
October the 4th.
marked the year.
Wow.
Yeah, so that was just recent, a few days ago.
Wow.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So would you say you're healed by that?
Good question. I get that a lot. I would honestly say yes, that I am.
Okay.
Yes, that I am. And I'll say that because the process that me and my husband was going through about the last 3 years was very just eye-opening and life-changing.
Okay.
We had a lot of ups and downs. It was some valleys and some mountains to climb.
Right.
Up and down for sure. So just through that whole process, I mean, I just gained a lot of understanding. And so I would say I am healed because I was being prepared the whole time. Through the whole 3 years, I was being prepared. I just didn't know what God was preparing me for, but I knew God was preparing me for something life-changing, but I never thought it would be him taking my husband.
Yeah.
You know, I never would have thought that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
what was that grieving process for you? Like
to be honest, I haven't even had really time to grieve. I don't even know what that would even look like.
Right.
Because before he died, he was, in the process of looking for a job. So I was the only person working at the time. So I was constantly in working mode. Even when he did pass away, I didn't even have a time to stop and think. I had to get funeral arrangements together. I had to go purchase a tuxedo. I had to get all those things together.
Yeah.
On my own. It is nothing but the grace of God and the strength of God that allowed me to move forward.
Yeah.
Because it was really, really hard. I wasn't even in my own personal home at that time.
Right.
So I was traveling back and forth to different towns.
Yeah.
So I went through a lot. But like I say, through the strength that God gave me, that's how I made it.
Yeah. And I remember when you were going through that, I felt like you were being so strong. Like I was.
Yeah.
Yeah. So me, my mom just passed Easter Sunday this year.
Right.
So we buried her on the 29th. And then May, I just took off work. I just took off. I couldn't deal. For me, like, I couldn't focus. There was so much stuff happening.
Right. I can't even imagine.
And then, and then our job, it could be stressful in itself.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah.
So I really was at a place where I was fed up, didn't want to deal with it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
The grieving process for me I felt like it was tough, but then I still didn't feel like I really grieved. I had moments where I didn't want to look at any pictures of her.
Okay.
But I don't feel like I really grieved.
Yeah.
I really don't. I think I'm in a better place.
Yeah.
Now I'm back at work and trying to make things happen. But that grieving process, like that, I don't know. Like so for you, do you feel like there could be some things that are in you as far as that could maybe interfere with a relationship right now?
Right now. No. No, to be honest, no, because I'm just coming with myself.
Okay.
And I'm coming at a different point in my life, too. Like, so this will be something totally new, like, for me to start a whole new relationship. It wouldn't be like 11 years ago. Right. Because times have changed, for one. Right. And these men have changed. Right. And once you become older,
y'all have changed.
Right. You become older, you become wiser. Right. And so I'm at this, I feel like I'm just wise now, Yeah. I'm not going to make the same mistakes that I made before. I'm not saying that my previous relationship or previous marriage was a mistake, but we were just younger.
No, you learn.
Yeah, you just learn. It was a total learning process.
And so how old were you at that time?
I got married, it had to be 27-ish.
So 27 and
Yeah.
you're now 37.
Yes.
So 27 Heather is totally different from 37 Heather.
Totally different.
37 Heather ain't playing around.
I ain't playing no games.
Right.
Serious.
No, that's no, and so I get that.
Serious.
Like that makes a lot of sense. And most people
Yes.
so that I feel like because there's because 37 have there could be some things that are changed and different.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's just something there was something at 27 about him that you were just like, okay, let's do this. Yeah. But maybe at 37 those same situations presented, probably not.
Yep.
You know, no regret, but I learned.
Right.
Right. So same thing for me though. Like, I mean, she didn't pass away, but divorce.
Okay. Yeah.
Divorce changed my thought process.
Okay. And how many years were you married?
12.
Hey. Okay.
Now, when I tell people, I always say 12 or 12 to 13. Right?
Okay.
Because
now, what's with that difference?
Because I don't necessarily know.
Okay.
I just know I know when we got married. Okay. Right? And I know when we got divorced, I'm just like, oh, maybe okay. So I go back and forth. 12, 13.
Okay.
You know, I'm pretty sure I can line it up. But yeah, it changed. It changed the way I look at women.
Okay.
There are just certain things that, you know, that I feel like I have. So let's just say the women that I know.
Okay.
Or have been interested in, right? I've not been patient enough to know whether or not that's someone I really want to be with.
Okay.
Like now, I don't know and I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but
you just like to go head first for it.
Right. Listen, I'm kind of like when we were talking about transparency.
Right.
Like, I don't tell my business, but I tell my intentions.
You do.
Right away.
You do.
Don't be putting my business in the street, Heather.
He do, y'all. He tells those intentions.
Oh, Lord.
Straightforward.
So, listen, I'm just kind of, I feel like, I don't have time to mess around. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So let's talk about those, the steps. So first there's attraction, right?
Right.
So either you're attracted to someone or you're not. Right. And then from there, you're getting to know a person and be like, okay. Yeah, all right, yeah, or nah, whatever, right? Whichever
Certain
you come
things are
to.
Turn you on and off.
And then from there, it's like, okay, so now we got those two things down. What's the heart like? Is this a good person or not?
Right.
Based on my qualities.
Right.
Or my opinion.
I mean, if your spirit is good, you can read their spirit as well.
Right.
Yeah.
So that part. So for me, even I feel like I'm still being affected by the marriage and the divorce because it's given me a new set of things that I look for.
Okay.
Versus what I, back in the day. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. Now I'm like, nah, I'm good.
Okay.
So
what would be a thing that will turn you off? That'd be like, no, I just can't deal. What would be a no-go for you?
I just let's just say, generally speaking, their heart has to be okay. You know what I'm saying? Like I can nitpick about things. Yeah. But for me, I want to just feel like, okay, you're a good person. Right. Now, that don't mean you're perfect. Right. It just means I can tell that your intentions and your motives are in a place where I'm like, they close what I care about, you care about. We care about the same things in general. And I'm not saying you switched because of mine or what I care about. Right. I'm saying just organically, yes. You have a set of things that you like, set of standards, set of preferences, set of morals, and in that regard, we are similar. Right. Now, that don't mean you're perfect because you still could be tripping. Nobody's perfect. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it's not necessarily about whether or not you're a good person. It's just like generally your heart's in the right place. Mm-hmm. I can deal with that. Right. Now but that's just the start. That's just, the appetizer. We're just getting, what I'm saying? This is going to get us to where we're talking more about things. Okay. All right. So that's my first thing. And so, I feel like my ex, and if you're watching this, I'm not finna throw you under the bus. You're probably not watching it, but whatever. I'm not bitter. Okay. I feel like she had a really good heart for the most part. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's an excellent mother. Like,
that's what's up.
Excellent. Like, I'm saying, like, I hit the jackpot when it comes to a mother.
Hey.
And our children. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I feel like I can say
that's good.
Majority of the good things that characteristics that my kids have, they come from her. I'll say that. I'll give her that,
Okay.
But that's kind of what you want, though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you want a partner that, you can look at and be like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You don't want to be like,
that's
dang.
true.
That's what I'm saying? Like this dude's really messed up. Like, you know what I'm saying? You ever met someone they just mean?
Yeah.
They just mean.
Yeah.
Like, you pay attention to how they treat waiters and certain people. Like, that's like, to me, is the best like gauge.
Right.
How do they tip? Right?
Okay.
People will think I'm a terrible person because I don't tip. I'm a terrible tipper. I am.
Ain't no wrong with
it. And it's a pride thing for me because I feel like you're trying to make me do it, Especially now, these companies, they just add it on to whatever.
Do. So if they added, hey, you ain't getting extra.
It's a tip. It's supposed to be optional.
Yeah.
What if I don't have it, you know?
And then I'm the person, see, I'll be twisting stuff. I'll be like, my tip for you is for you to get another job. That's my tip.
Oh. Guys, I did not say that.
See, that be me.
I mean, I don't. All right. I'm sorry if I'm too loud in the mic. I got to turn this down. But, oh, my goodness. Yeah. But you could tell a lot by a person, so you probably think I'm terrible.
Right.
Because, I mean, I've tipped, but I'm just saying.
Oh, yeah, I tipped too.
I mean, like, the Bible talks about be a cheerful giver. I ain't cheerful at all. No, seriously. Like, even today, I was at the gas station. I think I told you, but I'll share.
Right.
Like, so the dude had asked me for some money, right? Mm-hmm. And whenever someone asks me, I always think about, I normally give whatever's in my console.
Okay.
Normally. That's how I do. If I have it, all right, here you go.
Yeah.
Right? But I was on one today because as soon as he asked, I felt like, bruh. Mm-hmm. And then I always give yeah, what's up, man? Like aggressive, intimidating.
Right.
Like maybe he's like, nah, this dude ain't gonna give me nothing.
Right. Let me just walk off.
But look. So I could not drive off. Okay. I got in my car and I was like, dude, you know what God has done for you. You know what he's done for you. This brother's in a low moment.
That's it. Because we all go through that.
What are you thinking about?
Mm-hmm.
So instead of me just giving him over.
Yeah. What you do, Sherman?
I said, hey, bro. No, I said, yo, come here, man. Right. And then I said, yo, so here's the thing, man. I'm not going to just give it to you. I got some trash in the truck. And it wasn't nothing. It's just paper and stuff. Yeah. I said, man, if you clean that out, bro, I got you, bro. Yeah. So he was like, oh, I got you, man. He was doing his thing, cleaned it up real good, threw it in the trash. Okay. Boom, So I did it that way. Just because I normally don't do that. Yeah. But I was kind of like, and I don't know if that was wrong or not, but that's what I did. So.
It wasn't nothing wrong with that. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that. Because that whatever you gave him, no telling what that could do for him,
Yeah. And I always have.
And your intentions was good.
Yeah. I always have the second thought, like they finna go get some drugs, right? I always do that. I immediately think that all the time. Bro took off to the store. Okay. To the little
convenience store.
So whatever was in there could have been alcohol, could have been whatever. Not my business. Right. But whatever it is, he was motivated to get in there. Yeah. I don't know.
Maybe got some water or something.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Hey, you did your good deed though.
Exactly. For sure. So guys, thank you for tuning in. I look forward to speaking with you all again. And again, this is Sherm Talk with Sherm. And I got my girl Heather here.
Thank you for the invite. I
You
would
know what
definitely
I'm
be
saying?
back.